It doesn't mean because feminism is a good thing, then masculinity is a bad thing.
Why?
Honestly speaking, these Hollywood elites are starting to do my head in. It is serious. It is absolutely ludicrous. The way that these people reason, honestly, it's just out of this world. The things that they say is absolutely out of this world. To them, I think that up is down and down is up. For them, it seems like everything that is normal is abnormal. Everything that is good is evil. The things that keeps coming out of their tweets, out of their mouths, it's just absolutely absurd. It's annoying. It is so annoying. And the latest one I just ran into, honestly, sometimes when I read these people's tweet, it seems like my brain loses a few cells. It almost feels like as if you're losing your IQ when you listen to these people. Seriously, Kumail Nanjiani, a Hollywood actor, one of the elites. He's one of those actors that when you see his photo, you'll be like, oh, I know him. But what movie is he on? I know him. Yeah, one of those actors, one of those. It's like, I would say, a B-lister actor. Recently came out with this funny tweet. Can you believe this guy? Traditional masculinity is a disease. Well, I'm going to tell you why he's saying this. But before I do, I want to quickly urge you guys, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe to the channel because it really does feed the algorithm and it helps me out. God bless you very much. Anyway, let's get into this story here. So a couple of weeks ago, Kumail Nanjiani tweets this. Traditional masculinity is a disease, while retweeting a tweet from Emilia DeVos. Particular tweet is what he was referring to, and the tweet is as follows. Why did so many men stick with Trump in 2020? The COVID pandemic may have given him a way to reach more masculine men. Many of those men actually liked Trump's shrug-it-off approach. My story, 538. The factors, and as you well know, mainstream media, most of the people from Hollywood leftist, woke people all believe that people who support Trump are more or less despicable human beings. And so Kumail Nanjiani is also following this rhetoric by saying traditional masculinity is a disease. Now, before we get to Kumail Nanjiani, let's tackle this particular tweet here. Now, she was talking about how Trump's shrugging-off approach towards the COVID pandemic is what actually got him male voters. I beg to differ because the polls showed clearly that when he had those approach, his rhetoric towards the COVID pandemic, not the actions that he took, of which I've told you on this channel before that he took the right actions. I don't think anybody would have done any better, not even Biden, not anybody, not Obama if he was there, nobody. But anyway, the approach that he used towards that actually lost him votes. He had to work really hard to get those votes back. So that's particular rhetoric right there, or what she was claiming right there, is kind of like a disconnect from reality. And so many of these Hollywood people are always disconnected from reality. Now, getting back to what Kumail Nanjiani said, it's the same thing that has been happening in Hollywood over and over again. We saw in 2016 how they awarded Jaden Smith with the most influential teenager in the world because of his photo on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine. Why? Because he was wearing a dress, and that's supposed to be influential. A guy wearing a dress is supposed to be influential. That's Hollywood world for you. Same thing happened a couple of weeks ago with Harry Styles wearing a dress, and they put him on the cover of Vogue magazine, being the first male in 127 years. So Kumail Nanjiani is following the same directions, and you can see what they've been doing. This is their own way of trying to prove that traditional masculinity is evil or is bad. Wow, it's really getting hot, so I had to turn on my air conditioner. Anyway, so this is what has been happening since Trump got into power. And right now, if you take a look back at the last 4 years, you would see that feminism has become a major theme in Hollywood. But when I say feminism, it is not the idea of trying to find equality for women or actually trying to elevate women to the position that they should be. It is more of anti-masculinity. It is more of anti-masculine man. And these people, even though they don't buy what they're selling, they keep on pushing the same old rhetoric saying that masculinity is toxic. You can tell from what they've been doing in movies in Hollywood. Mostly when I came into this channel, when I started this channel, I wanted to be talking about movies, but I found that every single person who's trying to do the same thing are finding themselves doing the same thing that I'm doing right now, talking about social justice issues and also talking about politics issues, because this is what Hollywood is doing. Hollywood is tending to try to promote and push politics in their movies. They're trying to push politics with their actors and actresses, screenwriters and what have you, try to like maybe cajole people or convince people that the norm is wrong. So right now they've been attacking masculinity in any which way they could. They could either call it tyrannical patriarchy or they would call it toxic masculinity. You could tell from the Gillette advert, but obviously a lot of people aren't going for it. This is why they keep on failing after failing after failing, and they continue to fail. Anyway, coming to Kumail Nanjiani himself, he did get a few response that I wouldn't have said it better myself. So this is my own personal idea of masculinity is, and I'm just going to read out some of this response because I totally support them 100%. Check out this response from Gatsad. He is an evolutionary psychologist and a philosophy in the John Molson School of Business at Concordia University. He simply asked the question, is traditional femininity also a disease or is it a virtue? Now, I would have to say that when you take a look at the people that voted Trump, 36% of them were women. 36%, that's over 20-something million people voted for Trump. Are they a disease as well? Because the real basis of why he said what he said is because people voted for Trump, and the ideology is that they accepted Trump because of his struggling approach, and that to them is a disease. Meanwhile, reality is that people actually rejected Trump because of that shrugged-off approach, as polls showed us this. God damn, I don't even live in America and I know this, but these guys are supposed to be elites. They're supposed to be expert. Like Emilia DeVoe is supposed to be expert, but they are very divisive and they are deceiving people, and it's just annoying. Honestly speaking, that is exactly what they're doing. They've got large platforms and they keep on pushing this information. Anyhow, let's check out this response from former NFL player Corey Proctor. So Corey Proctor astutely replied, masculinity is a power to be harnessed. Absolutely. Now, this last one actually garnered 350,000 likes on Twitter, and he actually describes masculinity to a T. Traditional masculinity is what brought men out of primitive status. Traditional masculinity means men willing to lay down their lives for the right cause. It means doing hard things because they are right. It means being a loving father, standing against evil, being a shield for the innocent. It means taking the heat and keep on standing. Being a man means original thoughts, the spirit of discovery and adventure, challenging preconceived notions while staying rooted enough for a stable future. Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. What these people and the leftist woke people have been pushing has been destroying our society as we well know it. I know a lot of women out there are complaining that there is no longer chivalry in the world. Well, guess what's responsible for the death of chivalry? Although I say it is in a life support because some of us are still trying to keep it alive. But what has killed chivalry or is trying to kill chivalry is feminism, as it is taking every single thing that is good about masculinity, about traditional masculinity, it is demonizing it. So, I mean, this is something that is totally destroying society. It is not helping society in any shape or form. And like Candace Owens said, people in the East, they realize this. They know that traditional masculinity is something that is needed in every society, just like the real feminism, not feminism as they're pushing it, or Ghostbusters 2016 type feminism that Hollywood is pushing right now. We're talking about real feminism where women are actually fighting for equality. And it doesn't mean just because one is right, the other one is wrong. It doesn't mean because feminism is a good thing, then masculinity is a bad thing. So once again, you see that these actors, these Hollywood elites, push false narratives to deceive people. And they themselves, like I say, do not even buy what they are selling. Take a look at Kumail Nanjiani earlier in the year when he was trying to announce that he will be featuring on the next Marvel movie, The Eternals, that's coming out next year. He posted a picture of himself looking very masculine. Also, he is part of a nuclear family, just himself and his wife. I don't know if they have any kids, but these are all traits of traditional masculinity. So you think really that they buy what they're selling to you? No, they expect you to just take it hook, line and sinker, like I always say, because they know they have this large platform and that a lot of people will be listening to the garbage that they are pushing out there. Anyhow, you guys, I want to know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think that masculinity or traditional masculinity is toxic? This thing is saying it is really doing my head in. Or do you think these guys are just absolutely absurd and the idea of it is asinine? Get down in the comment section below and let me know. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe. Ding that bell for notification for whenever I post. I'll be talking to you guys real soon. Take care of yourself. Always think critically and make sure you are always objective in your decisions. Peace and sires out. Catch you guys on the next one.